Let me tell you a story. I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. What the flex is going on? I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. What the flex is going on? I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. What the flex is going on? I am fluxing on them now. I'm fluxing on them proud. I'm fluxing on them now. I'm fluxing on them proud. I'm in the Nimbus. Come check my status. What's my status? What the f is going on? I'm in the Nimbus. Come check my status. What's my status? I'm fluxing on them now. 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 I'm fluxing on them proud. What the flux is this? We going to the moon. Can I tell you something? Layer 1, layer 2, this is humongous. Decentralized, so we keep it 100. 10,000 nodes, yeah, we building an army. Flex on them now like it don't mean nothing. We an army and we strong. I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. Come check my status. What the flux is going on? What the flux is going on? But the flex we all so strong. We an army and we strong, and we strong.
Dawn of civilization, humanity has yearned to move faster, reach further. It began with a single step, marking our first journey into the unknown. From horse hooves thundering across plains, we learned to harness nature's power. To ships crossing vast oceans, connecting worlds that seem forever apart. Steel and steam forged our path forward, machinery breathing life into our dreams. Until railways united nations, iron horses racing toward tomorrow. Then our minds took flight, breaking free from physical bounds. Through mathematics, through science, unlocking the universe's deepest secrets, into digital realms and artificial minds where imagination knows no limits. This is our journey from earthbound dreamers to creators of new worlds. This is Flux, for the people, by the people.
enterprises are deploying AI agents in minutes, without risking security, compliance, or trust. With Flux AI, you can manage hundreds of specialized agents under one secure platform, complete with strict access controls, full admin visibility, and tailored customization for your organization's needs. Connect, process, deliver. Plug into your existing systems, process data in real time with advanced language models, and deliver powerful outputs, from instant proposals to predictive insights and personalized responses, all without writing a single line of code. Flux AI agents cut hours of manual work into seconds. Your 24/7 digital workforce, built for scale, precision, and performance. Flux AI. Scale smarter. Work faster.
You're muted, by the way.
And we are live. Davey, how the hell are you doing, buddy?
Good morning. How's it going?
I don't know, man. I had that volume up. I was jamming in the beginning there. I love the lead-ins for the AMAs. It's so fun to watch. There's ones that I forgot we made, and then I'm like, oh, shit, that's really good. Like the one for Flux AI where it talks about the AI agents. That's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah, there was a couple actually that
I was like, holy shit, man, this needs to be everywhere because that's badass.
It reminds me of when you're in the theater, like in the 90s when you went
trailers.
to the theater, and
dude,
and then the one.
Mm-hmm. Well, the only thing I like at the theaters, and my family will testify to this, if we are late for the previews, I am pissed because I like the previews the best, man, to get hyped up. You know what I mean? Well, welcome everybody. We're glad to have you on board this morning. It's been a long time coming. It's been a crazy few months as we kind of have been working our asses off, and we're going to be super excited to share today with some of the things that we're doing. We're going to have some special guests today, Davey. Did you know that?
Nope. I'm here as a passenger this time, not as a presenter. So I'm curious.
Oh,
to see,
yeah. Well, so we're going to have some special guests. We're going to have Valter that's going to come on and talk about our new Git deployment. And we're also going to have Daz and Emmanuel come on to talk about Flux AI. So this will be a little bit longer AMA than normal. So, you know, if you can't watch it all, totally understand. It's being recorded. Go back and look at it later on. And then we're going to close it out with our sales gals, the dynamic duo, Betty and Shannon. So they're going to give us a little update on what they've been working on as well. So our goal today is to try to answer as many questions as humanly possible and share some of the cool, badass stuff we've been working on. So without further ado, all right, let's get right into this. I have a couple things that I want to go over first. One is just housekeeping. take the time, like and share. If you're on X, it's a big deal. We get our most views from X, so go on there, retweet it. I guess it's retweet still. I don't know. Retweet it, re-X it, whatever. I don't know. And get it out there far and wide. Also, if anybody's interested and you're sitting there and you got nothing to do, live tweet this thing. Share different things that we're talking about out on X. Get people talking about it. Those organic reaches are huge. And we actually, the last AMA, we shattered every record that we've ever had with the number of people that viewed it. It was well into the 25,000 range, which is pretty amazing. So let's take some time and do that. One thing I want to talk about at the beginning, and we had so much stuff to share today, it was hard to cram everything into one, but I want to share the new update to CoinRequest. CoinRequest is kind of like it's like the bastard child of Flux. It kind of hangs out there. We own it, we work on it, but it's not necessarily had a massive level of adoption because it was missing some major components, which are now in place. So you can now do fundraisers directly from CoinRequest. You can send any type of request to any device. So if you're using different platforms, no problem. We've got that. And there will be some announcements coming up about that as well. So we're going to put a lot of emphasis in building this platform out this year because we believe that it's a need now, especially with the way that, crypto's going and, being able to make it really easy to use. And we don't want the big, central entities like Coinbase to be the ones controlling these payment rails. So we're going to push this thing forward pretty hard. So if you haven't checked it out yet, coinrequest.io. You can go, I believe that our updates have already been pushed. So you can now see the fundraising tab. This is great for people that are influencers or really anything. Camille used an example of he wanted to buy, I think it was a car or a house or something, and he put it up there, and you know what I mean? It showed how it worked, and it was pretty damn cool. So I think it'll be something we need in the long term. So with that being said, without further ado, let's bring Valter on the stage.
Let's do it.
Valter, the man.
Hello, Davey and Daniel.
The man,
how are you guys?
the myth, the legend, Valter.
Not the legend, but thank you so much for receiving me.
Yeah, you're a legend to me, bro.
Thank you.
Without a doubt.
I'm super glad to be here and excited about this AMA and what we are going to announce to the community. Mm-hmm. So I would say let's start up, Davey.
All right.
Nice.
So deploy with Git Launch. One of the feedbacks that we got several times was that for people without Docker knowledge or for smaller companies that they don't have so many devs to be able to go and put on Docker their current apps. We were listening to it, and basically we came up with a solution. I have to say, who was the person who came up with it and built it? It was Ali from our team that built this entirely, and this makes possible with just few clicks to deploy a Git-based application on our network. Can you move to the next slide?
Absolutely. David? And for those who don't know, Ali is the guy who's been working on WordPress too, right?
Yes, yes. So basically, it's the possibility to deploy an application just, for example, with a GitHub link. That's all you need. It automatically detects what is the framework that is being used on the project and does all the magic behind the scenes. So basically, the app owner on this scenario doesn't need to know anything about Docker, doesn't need to be spending resources and money moving their apps for Docker. They just need a repo, and we do the magic on our sides to build the application and run it on the network. Can you move to the next slide, please? Yeah, there is some things that are on this slide that I want to put as important, because this feature of being able to launch just Git repos already exist on the market. But on all of them, or most of them, you when you are going to rent their service, you have shared resources. And on the Flux network, that doesn't happen. So basically, what you choose as a plan, because you will see after there are 4 different plans, you have dedicated resources for your app. And this is, I believe, something very important. So we also have custom domain possibility. There are no limits on builds. Let's imagine you are working on a new project and you want to test it live. Let's imagine a new website. Every time you do a commit on your Git base project, if you add a webhook, that's what it's called, it automatically detects there is a new commit on your application, and it builds and it deploys instantly. So this is very important also for developers that are developing stuff, building stuff. They have a very easy way for them to testing what they are building. Can you move for the next slide?
If I can understand correctly, so if I'm, because that's these days it's very cool to be vibe coding, so I'm using Claude, I'm creating stuff, I can then push it straight away to my GitHub, and then it automatically deploys on Flux.
Yes.
How I understand it.
Yes.
Kind of like how what's the competitor, Versal, or whatever they're called.
Yes.
They're
yes.
kind of, so we basically are a decentralized Versal in that moment.
Yeah, not just Versal. There are other, but yeah, it's a decentralized.
Versal is the popular one, I believe, right?
Yeah, it's the
That's
most
pretty cool.
popular. Let's move to the next slide. Yeah, so inside you have geolocation possibility. We have APIs to check the logs, the build logs, to commit when they were done. There are lots of tools that can be used by developers if they want to, but the most important for me is that the apps basically start running automatically without you having to be creating new Dockers or preparing a Docker for your application, pushing to Docker Hub or other registration platform, and waiting for it to be deployed. In here, it can be instantly, basically. You made your commit, and the application on the Flux network automatically detects you have made a commit and gets the new version and deploys it. Can we move for the next one? Yeah, so on this slide, we show up, I believe it's the difference is astronomical. And having in mind, like I said, that on Flux, you get dedicated resources for your application. And as you can see on almost all the others providers on the network, you do not get shared resource. So for small portion of the price, on my perspective, you will get a much better value for what you are paying.
Unlimited builds, as it says, so unlimited commits. So if I'm vibe coding, I can just keep pushing it through and
Yes.
check on the
Yes.
website whenever. Oh, that's
Yes.
pretty cool. I love that.
Can we go to the next slide? So there are, for starting, 4 plans, and there is a free plan forever, as you can see. So for somebody that just want just have, for example, one basic website that needs to be running, you can deploy it using the free plan version. And basically what happens on the free plan is that the influx technologies will be renewing your application to be continue running on the network every month. So the user will not have to pay anything for it. There is a limit that you can only run one Git project on the network. If you are going to run more than one Git project, you start paying for it. But if you just have one, you can try it. It's free, and it's free forever. You have standard plan, you have pro plan, and you have a custom plan where you can choose what are the resources that your application needs. Because on the other plans, it's static, it's already pre-configured, and if your application needs some specific or higher resources, you can use the custom plan for it. Also, it's not mentioned in here, but all the plans will have the first month free. It's not in here, but I believe it's also very big. Why? Because we want everyone that is using this kind of environments on Vercel and on any other place, they can go and try, at least on the first month. They will not pay for it. It's free. They can go deploy their Git, see the performance, see how it works, and if they are happy with it, that I believe it's going to happen, they can start planning migrating all the remaining Git projects they are running elsewhere for the Flux network. Can we go to the next slide? Okay. Here are also something that we, or in this case, I also want to share with the community, is a high-level roadmap for what we are planning for the Flux Cloud Network. For Q1, the first thing is a new benchmark update. This was already on the website, and it's probably going to be released in the next few days. It has lots of improvements. We heard the communities talking about some issues. Some nodes had running one application on our network that was using lots of CPU. It improves that, but improves lots of other things. The EPS or benchmark CPU, it's much better, and many other things. So we will have a new benchmark being released in the next few days that we were already working for some weeks, and it's since the last week we are already testing it and should be released soon. Price updates. Yeah, there will be some price updates on the network. Mostly what will happen is that we constantly, and people don't know because the cost calculator don't show it, but we are doing some, how can I say, promotions, discounts that they are currently not visible. For example, if your application is just using lower resources, you get a bigger discount. If you start scaling the resources, the discount is lower. And most probably one of the things that will happen is we will remove this discount from the network. It will continue to be the most affordable network to play around and launch and run your stuff, but we will have to adjust the price a little bit. Next one, marketplace, games updates with lower instance and more affordable prices. So one of the things that we released, I don't know, like a month ago or something on the network, it was the possibility to run applications with just one instance. But all our marketplace apps, they have still configured to use 3 instances. And one of the things is we are going to do is the ones that can have lower instance, we are going to lower the number of instances, and automatically the price for running on the network will be more affordable. I can think about games, for example, all the games will probably be a little bit more affordable. And we are also testing other games to be added to the platform. Next one, free WordPress plan. So currently we have, I believe, 4 different plans. The basic one costs, I believe, $2 and something per month, but we will also have a free plan. Like, for example, we are going to introduce with Git. So for people that want to test for free and they just want a WordPress website, it will have lower resources, but they can go and test it on our network and see the performance. Key 2, new watchtower to update applications on the network. So currently our watchtower, for those who don't know what it is an application that is running on all the Flux nodes that checks what applications are installed on that specific node. And if there is an update on the Docker, on Docker Hub or elsewhere, it automatically updates the application on the node. But there are some limitations with our current version, special for enterprise applications. So we will be refactoring. This tool on Key 2. Next, application specifications v9 with new features for the clients. Yeah, there are lots of new features that we want to introduce to the network, but they rely on, it requires a new application specifications. One of the things, for example, even today was being talked on our Discord by a community member that was testing one application. And we want, for example, for the app owners to can specify what type of traffic they are expecting on the ports for their apps. It can be TCP, UDP, and so much more. And also, if they need the Flux domain manager to be load balancing the traffic or not. I know, so many new features that we have on a paper that we want to start coding, and they will require a new application specification. Next one, even very important, PNR. PNR, this was already discussed some time ago. And
progressive node rewards for whoever's wondering.
Progressive node rewards. We are targeting to release this on Key 2, and I want to give some updates about it, not about the release, but about what will be the requirements, because they are going to be changed from what they were discussed and presented before. So before we told only Arcane OS would receive these progress node rewards. It will continue like this, but there is a big change. We are creating a tool that will check if the nodes are under over provision or not. And nodes that are under over provision, they will not be qualified for the progress node rewards. And not only that node. So if I'm running a node and from my lack of, I don't know, let's say I have running 10 nodes, and on 5 of them, I'm doing over provision of the resources, I am not going to receive on that month any extra rewards. So doesn't matter if I have 2 or 3 that are good, if I have one that is, I don't want to say the word, but I will say cheating, I will not be qualified for receiving the node rewards. So this is a big change, and we will send to the community what will be needed for them, because they will have to do some changes for us to be able to track this. But in time, we will be sharing with the community what they will have to do for these to be tracked. Also about this, because I believe it's important to talk, despite it's not here on the roadmap, is, so there was lots of discussions in the last few weeks about an application running on our network, and that is basically an application that uses especially is the CPU. And we noticed that there were lots of node operators uninstalling the app and blocking the app and putting the app as banned. It's not banned, but block it to be installed on their nodes. And we already released the feature, it's already live, that will stop this from happening. So we call it vetted apps, and basically applications that we know they are not doing anything wrong. Node operators will not be able to uninstall them or block them for being installed on their nodes. If for any reason, if they go, it's on the UI, the button to uninstall the application. If they go there and press it, they will receive an error message telling that for uninstalling this application, you need to reach out to support. So basically, node operators for these apps, if they don't want them running on their nodes, they will have to raise a support ticket and give us details why this application cannot run on their nodes. And we will decide if we are going to uninstall it or not. Because we cannot have nodes on the network that are receiving the rewards for being connected to the network, and they are ghost nodes, because the node operators are blocking the apps for being installed on their nodes. So it is what it is. And it's going to be equal for everyone. I don't know if Daniel, you want to jump in on this?
Yeah, as I like to say, they fucked around and they found out. That's all it was. And by the way, anytime you have a disruptive technology like this, you're always going to see people try to skirt around the edges. I mean, I would take it a step further than what Valter was saying. You know, my initial reaction was to ban every one of those nodes off the network that is removing those applications, because that's the entire point of the network. But we do feel that we need to have some input from our node operators and input models. So that's why we went this way as well. But make no mistake, if you're running nodes and you're over provisioning them, you will get bricked. You will not qualify for PNR. You know, it's just like, you know, I get it. We all want to run lots of nodes, but reality is you have to supply that infrastructure, and it has to be available at all times to all projects. So, and we want to make sure there's a way to report if there's a malicious application out there that's, you know, beating the shit out of somebody's computer, or maybe it's a mining app that creeped in. We want to be able to have them report that and make sure that we address those, but we can't have people picking and choosing what's deployed across the network. Not only does it put you at risk as a node operator, because essentially, you know, we, from a legal standpoint, Flux looks a lot like the internet. So if it's traversing the network legally, but if you're picking and choosing the winners or losers, you're now responsible for that said infrastructure. So I would say the protection for the node ops, the protection for the ecosystem, this is just a natural progress. And by the way, how many was it 400 that he launched?
Yes.
You know, 400. And these are the kind of stress tests for the network that we need. So we need to see.
Dan. I see it as this is your customer, and you just denied him service because it uses your CPU, which you literally are renting out. Like, we should be happy that people are using your machines and versus trying to block them. Valter, am I saying it correctly that there will be a report button if you think something is not okay with an application, that you can report it? Is there a button, or are you putting
Currently, there is no button, but we can add it very easily. But basically, it will be raising a support ticket. For example, we already received support tickets about malicious apps running on our network, and once we analyze it,
I've been guilty.
all the applications from that app owner were banned from the network, and the app owner was banned because he was running something against DOS on our network. And
I ran something too that you guys didn't approve of at one point. Well, I think it was sort of
but this case was different.
Thing,
but there is the support ticket, and the support does an amazing job. If there is any issue, any situation, it's very simple. Raise a support ticket, the support team will address it, and they will talk with teams that are responsible for it, for analyzing everything that is needed to be analyzed.
Right. We're at the 30-minute mark already, so I want to make sure that we get everybody on here still.
Okay, I would say we already talked about the most important features in here, so can you go to the next slide? I believe it's a video.
Oh, the video? You want to see it in action, basically, is what you're saying.
I think it's a video showing the Git. Okay, so this is a video showing how easy it is to deploy a Git app on our network. Here it's asking for the GitHub repo or Git repo, and just after you paste, it automatically detects the branches and everything. The only thing that I would say you need to put is what is your application name, and you can use the advanced options if, for example, you want automatic builds on each commit, or if you want your application running on a specific geolocation, stuff like that. It's more advanced options. So this is a review of what you are deploying. You need to accept DOS agreement, and it's showing it's registering one application and goes automatically for the payment step. And on the payment step, as it's on my screen, it's not showing so big, but it's showing the first month, or I don't know if it was a free plan in this case, that is free.
Yeah, you did it free.
Yeah, you did it free.
And you get the hyperlink for your application, and this that we are seeing in here is basically if you go for your application on the network, and if it's doing the first build ever, you will land on this page that shows the log of the building process. And after the build is finished once, you will not see this page anymore. You will always be connected for your application. So the build process is happening, but you will not be checking this. This is all available over API.
Is this real time, Valter?
What we are seeing here is more speed up, but for the customers, if they go there, they will see on real time the build. And this app was already launched, and it was a Hello World example. So
it took about 164 seconds, according to the video. It said there.
It takes a little bit longer because the build process on the node where the app gets installed takes some time. So the initial, it takes some time, but it's a very fast process. Very, very fast process.
That's absolutely insane, dude. Absolutely fucking insane. Like
before I leave, and I believe there will be some questions probably. One of the questions that probably will appear is, when does this go live on the network? I would assume, right? So
Yeah, I was going to ask.
okay, so if you go to our Discord, it was just announced. It's already live. You can go already to cloud.runonflux.com and try it for yourself. Also, one of the things that I want to use this AMA very quick is last year on one of the FluxOS announcements, I asked the community to help us doing some video guides to show them on our cloud.runonflux.com. And we have a community member. I'm sorry if I'm going to spell your nickname wrongly. It's Tankies or Tankais, I'm not sure, that have made already 4 videos, and they are already live also on cloud.runonflux.com. If, for example, if you go to the game section and you press Minecraft, if you scroll a bit down, there is a video section showing how to deploy a Minecraft game on our network. Other games also have this kind of videos, and what I wanted the idea is when I asked the communities if possible, I want to have these small video guides as much as possible on the website. So when a new customer gets on the website, feel it's more easy for it if we can follow the process, checking a small video of how it's done. So thank you so much for the videos. And other community members, if you want to do some small video guides, you can ask what type of videos do we need. I have already shared them, but I can share again. And I will be very happy to have your videos. It's from your account. So if when someone clicks to see your videos, is your account that is getting the views. All good, all perfect. We want to make it as easy as possible for any new possible client to jump on the network, and I believe these videos will help. Okay, and I'm ready to answer just a few answers because probably it is already taking a bit longer, right?
Am I correct in understanding that I can take any open source application, copy it from GitHub to my own repository, and run the application in almost 3 clicks? That's exactly what we're talking.
Yes, that's it. Also, very important, don't forget, there is still the TOS agreement. So we will be checking as usual. And if node operators, like I was saying, it already happened, reporting malicious apps. So being able to deploy Git doesn't mean that we want malicious apps running on our network, just to be clear. When a user gets banned, does the repo it deploys it from gets flagged to his account IP, basically just asking how hard it is for him or to misbehave again on the network? Yeah, we do lots of things. And I will not be providing the detailed info from it. But basically, when an application owner is flagged, we try to make sure that it is not possible to install other apps on the network. But I can tell you, for example, I can provide this information on this scenario that I was talking about from a malicious app. We did the same as any other provider. We have sent an email for this app owner asking for information and clarification from the app, and if he was going to do something to remediate or fix the situation. And if he was going to do it, we would probably lift the temporary ban that was done. It's the normal, I would say it's the normal behavior from any cloud provider. It's what we do.
This is just a statement. One click WordPress hosting is live. Nothing will be able to stand in the way of Flux Cloud. Adoption is everything, and we must do whatever it takes to achieve mass adoption. Preach, my friend, preach.
Yeah, currently the WordPress is also, it's not like this one from Git, but I would say it's not so hard. But yeah, currently you need to have WordPress knowledge because you are deploying a WordPress app. But the part on our network is already, it was already improved to make it a little bit more easier. When will PNR be activated? It was on the AMA, I already talked. We are targeting for Q2, but we will see.
I had the same question actually, so that's good.
Does the repo have to be public? No. Private repos can also be used. And when you use a private repo, automatically the application is installed as an enterprise app. So it's completely encrypted, and all the keys that you insert so that we can communicate with your Git project, it's encrypted and safe, and it's only installed on Arcane OS nodes, so the data cannot be retrieved by any node operator. So yes, you can use private projects on the network.
Awesome. Valter,
And
thanks.
it automatically detects it. When you put a private repo, it automatically detects it and tells you, hey, this project is private. You need to provide a key to access. And it's all very intuitive. Try it for yourself and let me know on Discord how it went.
Yeah, and I don't need to use a wallet or anything. I can just use my Google account or whatever login type I want.
Yes,
So,
if you use Google account, for example, one of the changes that we have done is your email is automatically filled on all the places for the contacts field. It's everything automatic as possible.
Awesome. Valter, thanks for jumping on today. Anybody that has questions pertaining to the new Git deployments, progressive node rewards, whatever, just drop your questions in the chat. I'll star them. And Valter, if you can hang around maybe till the end, we'll open those questions up for both all three presentations today.
Okay. See you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See ya, Valter. Awesome work, man. Kick ass.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. So that's a big damn deal, dude. Like, that's a game changer for folks. So
it's something I've been asking for a long time, right? The Docker component piece was always a struggle for a lot of people to be able to deploy something, right? So being able now to get around that, and just like I've been playing with myself with Claude and such, and deploying on Versal, but now that I know that I can just do it straight away on Flux for free and test things, why not? That's amazing.
Yep,
that's just amazing.
That's why we're here, man. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pivot. So we talked a little bit about Flux OS. Now let's talk a little bit about Flux AI. So there's been a shit ton of work being done behind the scenes on Flux AI, almost to the point where when I go to the meetings, I learn like 50 new things. And it's moving so fast with Daz and his team that it really is, it's changing how I look at AI. And, you know, I used to be in the camp of it's glorified chatbot. It's really not that great. And man, was I fucking wrong, because it turned out to be amazing. So without further ado, let's bring Daz and his team on stage, and Daz, dazzle us with your amazing Flux AI.
Really? Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, it's a dad. Come on, man. I'm a dad. I'm a granddad now.
All right,
Dad jokes are big. Daz, dazzle us.
All right.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
What's up? How you doing?
So if you guys don't know, Daz is our head of Flux AI. He is the master of disaster behind the scenes. Emmanuel is our head of sales at this point. So he's the one that's starting to bring some new clients in, and we have a bunch of them for Flux AI specifically. And they're going to talk a little bit about some of the products that they're offering. So, you know, guys, I'm going to turn it over to you and have at it.
Let's do it. I'm so excited for this. I wish I was out there watching this. This is going to be a treat. Well, let's share the screen, the slide deck there, TV, and we'll dive right in. And I think the first thing to kick off with is, what is Flux AI? And it's many things, right? But ideally, it's a AI productivity suite for businesses, but with a twist. And so when you look at all of the different tools that we have, from document intelligence, there's private AI chat, or like your sort of sovereign GPT. You've got video slide creators. Oh my God, there's so many features. But what is the twist? Well, it's that we can run it locally, and it's complete data sovereignty. You own the data; it never leaves your infrastructure. So you can have it on-prem, you can have it in your own private cloud. But hey, if you don't give a shit, then we can run it in our secure infrastructure. So it's so flexible. But it now means that your data is not leaving and going and being used by the big guys. It's staying with, especially if you're in healthcare and it needs to stay within a certain territory. So it is really focused around privacy first. And not only that, but compliance has been built in from day one, which is perfect for enterprise, like HIPAA, for example, and many others. So perfect for regulated industries. But hey, this is just the start. When you look at the different features that we built, there's literally hundreds of different applications. And we see ourselves as being almost like the Microsoft Office of the AI world, where it's just one application and you get access to hundreds of very useful tools. And what's the point of all this? Well, it's to make people, teams and companies, more efficient, more productive, and just generally faster, get shit done faster. That's what we need in this world right now. Shit takes too long, man. And so when you look at how it all fits together and what does it involve, from the operating system, which can be installed in data centers, and then that allows data centers or hosting providers, the Web3 guys, whoever it might be, they can then deploy their own applications. All of these different wonderful applications we made, they can now do one-click deployments, and instantly they can set up their own business with all of these different apps available for their end customers in a secure environment. That's the key. And so from FluxAI OS, you can then deploy the actual platform itself. And so a bank could be one great example here. And then you create a secure connection, and then all the data is securely contained. So it's got huge potential. And without further ado, I want to move over to Manuel and let him take you through each of the products. And then we've got a demo and we've got a surprise for you guys.
Awesome. Yeah. No, thank you so much for that, Daz. And again, just to sort of reaffirm what the thinking behind all of these solutions. If you think right now there's so much noise around AI across all industries, and the biggest challenge that any sort of business leader and decision maker has is, okay, the excitement is there. We're hearing a lot of things about AI, but then the challenge I've got is, let's say I want to bring in some AI agents. I need to go to one vendor. And then if I want, I don't know, some kind of private LLM, let me go to a separate vendor. And then before you know it, we've invested a lot of money on this AI transformation. And we've got a bunch of different tools from different vendors. And we're still not quite sure exactly what's going on with all of that data in the back end. And so the entire premise, and one of the reasons why we were building this entire platform in this suite, is to offer end businesses and decision makers that ability to bring in AI, ticking all those compliancy pieces and regulatory requirements, but under the sort of vision that all of this is under one platform. And so we don't have to play around. It interacts. We know it connects. And so, of course, again, as I'm sure many of us are seeing now, we're seeing AI agents becoming a very sort of exciting thing that businesses are beginning to explore. But the key thing with us is the challenge that a lot of businesses will have as it pertains to AI agents is you've got, again, vendors that are selling AI agents out in the market, but they don't actually enable you the ability to really understand exactly what's going on. What is this agent doing? And so a key purpose of us behind every single one of our AI agents is being able to convert that internal business knowledge into an actionable solution. So you have a variety of tier one agents, for example, Casey there, which are good to go agents that you can deploy sort of at minimal customization requirements. If you want to develop something like a Casey, more comprehensive, that speaks to your business knowledge, again, we offer that ability to then build these solutions sort of from the ground up. But ultimately the key is, and as you see with Casey there, enabling businesses to really understand what is actually going on across each step. That is the biggest thing. And that's one of the things that we're seeing as we sort of begin to interact with organizations. They want to understand exactly what these AI agents are doing. because again, there's a big apprehension as it pertains to AI. And so it's really about providing that operational efficiency, allowing businesses to perform out of hours if they so wish to do. And without having to invest significantly in sort of operational overhead, you bring in that efficiency, and then you can invest that investment in other areas of the business. So AI agents is a very exciting piece. Sovereign GPT is another one of our products. Again, we leverage frontier sort of open source LLMs. And part of the reason is we want to be able to deploy these on-prem, number one, to assure businesses, again, as I interact with these models, none of my interactions are being siphoned off to develop LLMs. FluxAI is not in the business of building LLMs, so we have no need for your data anyway. We're following the same principles as it pertains to Flux and the entire ecosystem, which is privacy first. And so that is also key. And then being able to leverage a variety of LLMs. You've got the Nemotron there, you've got the Quen models, you've got the Llama models, a variety of LLMs as they come in through the market, which enables you to innovate with the technology. You can actually grow with the technology as it continues to innovate. So that's another key component of our solution stack. As if we move on. Document intelligence. Again, you will notice a common trend. Every single one of these products has 100% private AI in it. Now, again, one thing that every business leader or anyone actually understands is the more you interact with AI, to actually get any real value from it, you need to expose or let it interact with your data. And so if we've got those apprehensions about, okay, where is our data being siphoned off as the LLMs interact with it, then there is a need to have a uniform platform where we can bring in our internal business knowledge and then be able to interact with it in a safe and secure environment. And that is the vision behind Prisma, allowing you to bring in all of those documents across the organization, but then being able to actually search them much faster. So we've got our proprietary document enrichment engines that we leverage, which enable you to search thousands and decade worth of data and files, and then be actually able to get to the right file as you wish. And then beyond that, you can create projects, you can interact with these documents, you can analyze, you can create reports, some really exciting things that we know people are doing. I think there was a recent study by McKinsey which showed, I think over 52% of employees are using what's termed as shadow AI, which is AI without telling their employers, which ultimately means businesses are losing a ton of IP because there is an appetite for these sorts of solutions. But who is offering that uniformed and secure environment? And that's exactly what we're doing here at FluxAI in terms of document intelligence. And then again, another thing that we're seeing across the market is in web assistance. So we've got Divi Fetch here, where we can customize that knowledge base. We can configure it to the environment, so you can have the web assistant that speaks to your products, that answers FAQs, you name it. But the key piece here is being able to actually customize that knowledge base. I think there is nothing more frustrating than having a web assistant, and I'm sure we've seen all these. You ask it a question and it has no clue or gives really basic answers. What we're doing here at FluxAI is we're offering you the ability to customize this knowledge and continue to expand on it, so Divi becomes more knowledgeable about your internal context and then provides that end sort of satisfaction to customers. But you can also flip it and leverage it internally. As you bring in more staff, you can actually have your staff interacting with Divi to ask questions of the organization and understand your product and services. So this is another really exciting product that we have.
And if people always ask, well, there's hundreds of others out there that already do this, then of course the difference is we're all private AI. So any data that's shared is kept within your infrastructure. And so that's the key thing right here.
Awesome. I guess if we move to the next slide.
This is it. This is going to be the big one. So I'm hoping that we can schedule a follow-up M&A to go through and launch with the new Beaver AI. But John Kerr and Andrew behind the scenes have been working really, really hard on this brand new feature. We'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek just to kind of whet your appetite. But this is going to be a game changer. And it's going to be massive for the Flux cloud ecosystem. Emmanuel.
Yeah, so one of the exciting things that the team have been working on is actually deploying Beaver on top of Flux Cloud. What that means, ultimately, I'm sure many of us have seen these meeting note takers that are coming across the market. We are going to be offering the most decentralized version of that under full privacy and interactions. And so that's what hopefully we're going to be revealing a little later on.
Decentralized. Now you're talking. So yeah, hundreds or thousands of meetings, then you're going to need thousands of nodes all operating Beaver AI. So huge surprise coming up for everyone.
Absolutely.
All right, without further ado, we'll move on to a quick demo, and this is going to be the platform itself. So whether you are part of an enterprise and you get this as part of an entire suite, or maybe you're just a small business and you want access to just the regular SaaS version of this, then we'll set you up an account. You'll get access to the many features that we have in here, from the agents. You can browse through the catalog, decide which ones you want. You can customize it. That comes through to Emmanuel. And that's part of the workflow discovery, is actually how can we understand your business and customize automation solutions around that. And Emmanuel's going to touch on that next. So this is Prisma that we're talking about, with all of the hundreds of documents that are in here, and you can organize them by projects. You can then chat with your data, which is huge. Be able to find that one digital needle in a haystack. Search for them, and then of course we got the Divi, and I'm shouting Divi earlier because it's an old good friend of ours, actually Dan's dog, and a great antidote to what we're about to do here, which is the fetch. And how this works is you're basically going to create an assistant. You're going to go through a very quick 3-step process. You're going to load it full of the knowledge, which can be a project or a single document or hundreds of documents. So it could be around a particular product, it could be around a particular service. If it's an employee internal training tool, then of course, you could fill it full of onboarding training materials, and then allow your team and staff to go through it and quickly get onboarded. And so once you go through that, you'll end up with the actual kind of widget itself, as we call it. And then from here, you're going to get access to the JavaScript code, which will then get copy and pasted into your website, and then that's it, and Divi appears. And just to give you a bit of an idea how that looks and works, here's a couple of examples we did. You put in your website address, and then it's instantly going to put you into interactive preview mode. And here it is. So ask away any questions that you want. So this could be, what services do you offer? And it's just going to tap into that vast knowledge base that you programmed into this. And this could be absolutely anything you want. And that's it. So this could be a useful customer help tool. But anything that's getting input into here, it's not then being taken offshore and put on remote foreign servers. This can be run from your private infrastructure. And I think that's absolutely key. And that's the whole premise around this.
To note on that too, Daz, the one of the benefits is the speed. I mean, if you guys have used ChatGPT or something like that, you know how long it takes to get a real answer. Daz just did that in like 0.1 seconds. I mean, it was insane. So there's lots of different positives to the having that hybrid on-prem, and then using LLMs from around the world and so on and so forth.
Exactly right, Dan.
And I think another key piece that I continuously want to emphasize, because it's something that I keep hearing again as I speak to business leaders, is we've got this great strategy. We want to bring in AI, but we don't want to be dealing with a multitude of vendors. It's a nightmare. Each vendor is going to have different compliance standards, etc. So what you see here is, and if you go back to the console platform, all of the solutions, whether you're dealing with the AI agents, whether you've got document intelligence, whether it's Sovereign GPT, Beaver AI, FluxGen, all of these solutions are under one platform, meaning they follow one compliancy and regulations. All of those, I know we've got analytics in here as well, Daz. I'm sure at another point we'll showcase all of that, where we can really see what's going on as these these tools as a business. While we're leveraging these tools, we can actually get a good sense of where are we utilizing them the best, what is actually going on. And this is key information that businesses are looking for. Do we have reports that we can leverage when we're getting audited? Can we provide that documentation? Because all of these solutions are under one platform, you're able to have all of this. And again, be rest assured that as we interact, as we bring in new solutions, as we deploy more agents, we are confident enough that, again, this is under one sort of data privacy sort of framework. So this is key, absolutely key.
Exactly right. And then coming more from the compliance side, where you can create permission groups, and you can choose to assign certain features to certain teams or groups of people within the organization, and even whether it's read-only or write access. It's immensely powerful, lots and lots of different customizable options. And yeah, I just want to touch on a few more examples if we can. So this is FluxGen, which is using the Black Forest Labs Flux.2 engine in the background. This was a quick demo I did the other day. What makes this different to the other Flux One is where you have the ability now to upload images. And so in this quick example, we're saying, okay, here's the source image, a guy in a tracksuit. Maybe I've got an e-commerce website, an eBay store, and I've got this green tracksuit, and put them together. And then it magically puts the whole thing together. This is going to be huge for various applications. I think e-commerce, where you could essentially put like a Christmas theme on all of the different products and then instantly share that across your entire website. Valentine's theme, whatever it might be. So this now gives a whole new power to businesses, and we call this FluxGen.
Yeah, and if you've ever ran like a Shopify site or something like that, this is huge, because that's a pain in the ass to get everything the right way. So this is a big deal. This is a massive time saver.
And yeah, maybe you took a picture of a product and it's on your carpet or it's just on a bench, and then so now you can put the image in here and say, put it on a beautiful white background or glittery background or whatever it might be, and it'll instantly transform that product and make it look $1 million. It's huge. I'm just going to pick up a few more. There's too many to go through today, but this is our YouTube summarizer. So you put in a YouTube video, and then it's going to take the entire transcript, and it's going to give you a quick summary. And then from there, you can ask it questions. So I was just start off with, what is this video about? You could even say, what did the speaker mean at this part? And then it'll sort of give you the exact answers you need from the video. This could save you hours and hours and hours without having to sit and watch through all the videos just to get some key takeaways. And that's right there, right included, and it's all powered by AI.
And just to expand on that, a great sort of use case for something like this is within the sort of the education industry. I think post-COVID, a lot of universities went digital and are doing a lot of their sort of presentations, etc., via sort of these sort of video platforms. My partner, she's doing her nursing degree, and the biggest nightmare she has, she could have an hour-long sort of lecture on through video. She watches it, but if you want to go back and kind of ask questions and again go to specific parts, it can be very difficult to sort of be able to then really interact. And we just want a summary of that. So this is key in that sort of sector again, where you're able to take these large videos, YouTube, etc., and then be able to actually interact and ask questions.
That's huge time saver, and that's what it's all about. It's a productivity suite. It's going to make you more efficient. It's going to make you faster. Another really cool one is you can load this full of personas. So this could be a great tool where you ask a question and then it gets answers from each of these different personas from that aspect of that particular persona, like the program. So whether it's a teacher, CEO, lawyer, whatever question you ask, you're going to get some really good perspectives. And not only that, we can then customize this. And let's say you wanted to add all of your different customers from that are customers of your business, different demographics, different age groups. And then you ask the question, and then you're going to get unique perspectives based on maybe it's a product that you want feedback on, or it's a new product idea you have. And it's going to give you some really great insights. And it's absolutely a great little tool. And finally, the last one I should quickly mention is Vlad. And how Vlad works is you give it a presentation, a slide deck like this one that we've just been through today. And it's going to take each of those slides, it's going to create text narrative around that slide. It's then going to put it through an AI voice, and it's going to give you a really professional sound voice, and then it's going to bring it all together and put it in a video. And it's just by giving it the one link to the slide deck, it then creates a fully polished video. And you can customize it, you can edit the text, you can change the voice, but it's an absolutely amazing tool. See if I've got a quick example here where you can see it's took the slides, it's created the text, you've got the voice, and then eventually it puts it into the final video form. And I did that within minutes. Absolutely phenomenal tool, very, very powerful. And that's just touching the tip of the iceberg. As you can see, we've got tons more stuff lined up, loads more features. It's growing constantly by the day. And we've got a great team behind us. So a special thanks to John, Andrew, and of course, Emmanuel.
I think we're going to do a deeper AMA on this, Daz, at some point. There's way too much shit to see in one shot. So let's set something up maybe for next month, and we'll do some just a dedicated AMA to Flux AI.
And that's the time we can reveal Beaver AI. You don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think as sort of we're coming to a close there, we've got something we're running, really catered again to whether you're a small business, large enterprises. We know the biggest challenges they're having is actually getting their heads around AI and then really having a clear roadmap and a strategy towards actually implementation. And so one of the things, I just got distracted by the question there, but one of the things we're running is our AI feasibility assessments, where we're offering, I guess, the first sort of 10 people to reach out to us. We will take your business through some kind of AI feasibility assessment. They get a report identifying high impact areas where AI makes sense and where AI actually doesn't make sense. And then from there, we'll give them a roadmap, a report, potential budgetary requirements around sort of any solutions they might be interested in. So you can use those contacts there, detail there to reach out to us and the team.
Awesome work. All right, so we just have a few questions for you guys real quick. Did you start Beaver AI transcript at the start of the AMA so we could recap at the end? Not yet, guys. Not yet.
But we do give a damn about your data, so it'll be your choice whether we do.
This is wickedly good. I agree wholeheartedly. Beaver AI will run on Flux nodes or Flux core GPUs.
Well, stay tuned for the next AMA and you'll find out.
There you go. It says, that's great news as we remove the crypto aspect of Flux, which is such a great project. The amount of solutions Flux is able to implement is insane. No choice but to gain adoption. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I agree.
Can I just expand on that a little bit, Dan? I think part of the reason there's a strategy going on across the entire ecosystem. What we're doing at Flux AI is we're able to go into enterprises because we know one of the biggest things enterprises are looking for at the moment is AI. It's the big buzzword. So what we're able to do is to go into enterprises with products that they understand, they can digest, that provide that operational efficiency, which then allows us to then bring in through the other products in terms of the Flux ecosystem, and then open doors about where is your infrastructure running? Well, have you heard of decentralized cloud compute, etc. So it's really about creating this nice funnel where we can really capture both enterprises, small businesses, etc., across the entire spectrum of all of the solutions that we would have seen across this AMA.
Awesome.
All right, Little Stash says, is Flux AI going to use Kimi 2.5 with Swarm?
With Swarm, that's a good one. Little Stash, you're hitting all of the heavy ones there. Well, the answer to that question is each LLM, each large language model is a tool. So if your organization is looking to specialize in a certain area, then we can bring in the perfect tool for that job, whether it's Gwen, whether it's DeepSeek, whatever it might be. We've got a lot of choice there, all open source, immensely powerful.
All right, so with ChatGPT, Open API planning to have several partial ownerships and products it helped build, this is more important than ever for sovereignty. Yes, I agree. I think it's more of a statement than a question, but yes.
Yeah, and I guess if I can on that sovereignty piece again, we're talking to some well, hopefully to be seen clients, and they're speaking with governments, particularly in the African region. And the biggest message they're getting is a lot of governments in Africa are looking at the fact that at the moment the LLMs they're leveraging are connected to Western data centers. And they want to move away from that because they don't want to, expose a lot of their IP. And so private AI deployments, sort of gated AI environments are key. And that's one of the reasons, hopefully again soon, we'll be able to dive a little bit deeper as to what we're doing on that front in terms of a government grade level sort of solutions that we're deploying.
I will just leak this. Africa is going to be very important for Flux. I can't say more than that. But I will tell you that, there is a push. We're definitely seeing it in the EU right now where they want to get away from, Western technology stacks and so on and so forth. I think people are starting to realize sovereign IP is absolutely paramount to their business models. And, this is the way back time machine, Emmanuel. We go back to like when we first started Flux, and I said initially, I said developing, I wouldn't say third world countries, but developing countries that need tech adoption will gravitate naturally toward Flux because we've addressed major issues and major holes in their tech stacks. So I think Africa especially becomes super important over the next several months as we move forward.
Yeah. Africa, and just that question that was coming there, Europe they are scratching their heads at the moment because they're not sure as to what the Americans are going to do in terms of, cloud compute, etc. And so Europe is also starting to look across the same conversations. What do we have locally? What can we deploy locally? How can we leverage that to build sort of local solutions? What do we do in terms of cloud computing? What do we do in terms of GPU or decentralized GPU offerings? And so absolutely, at government levels, these conversations are being had, and that's really the opportunity that we have here with the organization.
Yeah, and one thing I want to mention is we already have a pretty deep footprint in the European Union. We actually have a contract in the UK, part of their G Cloud, no relation to Google, G Cloud Suite, and so on and so forth. So we're already kind of a step ahead of this. And given the right set of circumstances, which I believe we're going to have, with that them initially pushing that drive away from Western technology, I think that bodes well for us. I really think it does because they don't want to share their data. They want to have it as a sovereign data. They want to, pull everything. Just like globalism has failed, global technology is also failing. And I think you're going to see projects like Flux really excel in these areas because we've built those principal foundations behind it. So your data is your data. It's not China's data. It's not the US's data. So those are big things. So yes, I definitely see some synergies there.
Absolutely.
Just to finish, this feasibility assessment, it's worth $995, but we're going to give it away free for the first 10 people that want a feasibility study for their business.
Yeah, and I've actually been able to witness one of these feasibility studies, and it's pretty awesome. So if you know a business or somebody that could benefit from AI, hit us up. We'll get us a contact. We'll get in and we'll knock their socks off. Daz's presentations are, I told Daz, one of the best presentations I've ever seen in 30 years of business. So, and that's impressive. So we'll get in front of them, and once we're in front of them, it's kind of hard to avoid us because it does change your opinion on where the technology's going. That's for sure.
Oh, and of course,
all right, guys.
Well, we're just going to say, Dan, we could bring referral fees in for anyone that wants to refer their company or business. We can also do some finder's fees.
Absolutely, and we do. We do have an affiliate fee affiliate program out there that we're going to relaunch specifically around this. So good things long term happening for Flux AI. But Daz, Emmanuel, thank you guys for jumping on today. We'll schedule a new AMA specifically around Flux AI within the next month or so, and we'll have another one because I think that we need to take time and actually be able to see these different parts of the project because they're really fucking huge, and the community is the one that's going to become aware to this. They're our best advocates. So if they understand the processes that we're doing and the products that we're offering, they're going to jump on that immediately. So good work, guys, and we really do appreciate everything you're doing.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. Special thanks to the team, Emmanuel, Alex, John, Andrew. Thanks a lot for everyone's help.
Awesome.
Cheers, guys. All right. The next one was a highly requested special guest appearance. So I'd like to welcome on Shannon and Betty, our marketing team here at Flux. And these gals are the dynamic duo. They kick ass and take names. But they want to share a little bit about what they're working on as well, because let's face it, it has been rough for blockchain-based projects recently. We haven't felt that as much because we actually have products that generate revenue and actually fucking work, which helps. We're not vaporware. And marketing in a down cycle is like pissing in the wind. It really is hard to do. And, bottom line is if we can continue to keep building, and you guys saw the beginning, the different media that we're rolling out, that we have press releases going out today about the new Git deploy. These gals have really been crushing it with their team. So I'm going to turn it over to Shannon and Betty and let them kind of dazzle you with their their wit.
Go ahead, Betty.
Hello. Should I introduce myself? I've been part of the Flux team for over 5 years now, but I have not joined any AMA until now. So I think I was actually the first person in the marketing team back then, working with K1, a graphic designer. That was 2020 or 21. In the early days, we focused on social media and community marketing. That was very crypto native, working with influencers and key opinion leaders, crypto media coverage like Cointelegraph, paid ads across different platforms, and started to building our presence on places like CoinMarketCap. That approach worked well for reaching crypto audiences during the last bull run, but nowadays we are in completely different situation with Flux Cloud, which is a way bigger project than it was before. And we are shifting the focus more to Web2 users and companies and developers. And also the bull run currently looks way different. There are way more projects than before in 2021. All right. So later on, I started working as the CMO for Flux, where I've been collaborating with 2 marketing agencies, and I met Shannon there. Shannon, she joined us roughly 1.5 years ago, and we gave her the opportunity to work as the CMO of Influx Technologies roughly a year ago at the beginning of last year, bringing her 20 years of agency experience. Currently, I focus mainly on our wallet products like Zelcore and SSP, and I also support Flux Cloud, including the deploy with Git Launch, which really deserves our full attention right now. But we started working on deploy with Git marketing roughly 3 months ago already. Shannon, can you continue maybe here?
Yes. So hello. Thank you for the nice intro. I've been on one AMA before, sometime last year, but I have had the privilege and the benefit of working with this team for several years now. I did start out at a PR firm where Flux was one of my clients, and my favorite client actually, and it just kind of took off from there. Dan knows. Dan's been my favorite client. So yeah, I was fortunate enough to come on the team full time about 1.5 years ago, and Betty and I work in tandem together, you know, on basically every initiative and campaign and anything we do. Her knowledge is immaculate in terms of what she knows about the crypto market and just Web3 in general. So it's been really fun to learn really deep technical aspects from her and some of the engineers, and of course Dan's leadership. But enough about me. We can talk a little bit more about what we're doing right now. You may have noticed last year we did launch 2 new websites. So we relaunched the runonflux.com website, and then we launched the influxtechnologies.com website, which is more of our corporate website, kind of just tells you more about the company, less about the services. And that's meant for more enterprise clients who are looking for enterprise contracts. But there's a wealth of information in both places. And if you haven't been following our blog on the runonflux.com site, I would highly recommend it. We have an excellent content writer on our team and knows his stuff like you would not believe. So I'm always fascinated by reading his content. We've also, which most of you are, huge Twitter X people. We've been running campaigns on Twitter and X. We've done some on LinkedIn. We're going to be doing a lot more of that. We did a lot of testing this year in terms of messaging and, you know, what the A/B testing and the analytics were coming back with, and the feedback that we were getting. So it's been a really interesting year in terms of having the opportunity and the autonomy to do that. But content, I think, is really huge for us right now. We're writing a ton of it, and especially in a day and age where AI is kind of taking over everybody's content. everything you read from us is original, and it's straight from these guys' brains, and it's not something that we just type something into Flux AI and say, oh, write me an article or write me a press release. We actually write those from scratch. So you'll be seeing a lot more content coming out. We've been doing keyword optimization for both of our sites and for all of our social media. We also have an amazing social media person who does all of our messaging and works with our graphic designer to get all of our graphics. And we have a video guy who I'm sure you guys are all well aware of by now because we have the best videos on our AMAs. So you'll be seeing a lot more of that coming this year. And we are starting to get really robust into email marketing. We tested that with a different platform last year. This year we moved to another provider. So if you go onto either site, influxtechnologies.com or runonflux.com, please make sure you sign up for our subscription newsletter so you can get all the latest and greatest kind of before we make anything public and or put a press release out. We like to let the community know first what's going on. Let's see. Dan, whether you guys have been following this or not, he is a Forbes Expert Tech Council member, which is a pretty highly esteemed position. They don't let just anybody do it. So he writes one thought leadership article per month, and then he's invited to answer several questions, on a daily basis based on his experience as a leader in the industry and as a tech expert. So if you're not following Dan on the Forbes Expert Tech Council, I would highly recommend you do that as well. And we've got another...
Shannon, I just want to throw something in there for you. I actually was we were working on the race car the other night, and a gentleman came in and he said, "Are you Dan Keller?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "I got somebody that wants to talk to you." So we actually got a customer from just standing there. And when I started talking to this guy on the phone, I realized immediately, he said, "I follow all of your content on Forbes." He goes, "You're one of the best out there." And that was like a really amazing compliment for you guys, for the team, for all of us, because that means we're delivering content that sticks in people's minds. So that's a huge deal.
Yeah, at Forbes, I mean, it's one of the most well-known media outlets. So they don't take just any content. So it's a huge compliment to Dan and some of the ideas and thought leadership that he has. So yeah, make sure you're following those articles. And then he's always included in these like roundups where they'll ask a question to the community, and then the tech experts get to weigh in on different things. So Dan has also started an exciting new task force under the marketing team that is just coming to development now. You've probably seen it a little bit on Discord. And Dan, I guess I'll just throw it over to you to talk a little bit more about that. You're on mute, though.
Wait, what am I talking about? I'm sorry, I was spacing out.
Black Ops team marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, my Black Ops team. So essentially what we're doing is, strategy planning. We sit down and we look at opportunities to get Flux in front of folks. And one of the things that I discovered is there's a lot of communities specifically around developers and tech folks that they use it for support. Essentially, they go in there, they ask questions. So the Black Ops team is basically about 10 people that are highly versed in Flux. They understand the ins and the outs of every one of our products, and they are going to start penetrating these different groups. So I'm not going to say we're gonna walk in the back door. We're coming in the front door, and we're going to make sure that people become aware of it. So this is a very aggressive team. I saw a question earlier about, how aggressive are we going to be? We're going to be very aggressive. We're at the right place at the right time for marketing to start to click. We still have some ambiguity in the world, but that's okay. And if you can be successful in your down cycle, you're going to be outrageous in your up cycle. And that's exactly what we're using these folks to do. So we're not going necessarily to even larger businesses because we have a ton of them that we're working with right now. We really don't need any more at this point. We got enough that we're going to be deploying for the next few months. This is more mid-tier folks. So these are folks that have small businesses and every penny counts. So we're super excited for that. If you're interested in joining the Black Ops team, we have a couple spots left. You have to understand Flux inside and out. A background with some marketing or PR is great. This isn't going to be just one person going in. This is a team going in to basically essentially make an educational statement around what we're doing with Flux. That includes Flux University, which we recently released. So our goal is to generate as much momentum coming from them groups back over, and we're going to target LinkedIn, we're going to target Facebook, we're going to target X, we're going to target, there's pretty much every social platform except for Instagram, which is kind of just pictures and stupid shit anyway. So you know, we're going to get after it, and we'll make sure we're updating you guys along the way, but we're not sitting on our hands, that's for sure. And marketing has been going hard. SEO optimization, I mean, and we didn't even talk about those numbers. Outrageous seeing what we've been able to do with SEO over the last 6 months, directly related to Shannon and Betty and what they're doing. Keywords, you know, you used to search Flux, it was 3 pages back. It's pretty much top of the list now. So we keep doing what we're doing, and we're really pushing this in that down cycle. We're in that kind of like medium cycle, like we're at right now. The attention's going to come, and we're targeting not crypto, not blockchain. We're targeting tech stacks, if that makes sense.
Besides all of that, what Shannon and Daniel mentioned, we also collaborate with our partners on co-marketing on social media and on co-marketing with new partners. We will share a new one next week. We've already prepared or drafted a press release for that. It will be something about Africa. And another one partner, upcoming partner, was actually introduced to us by a Flux community member. So thank you very much if you're listening. And at the same time, if any of you watching are in touch with a company that could benefit from Flux and our products, please feel free to let us know or connect us with them. We'd be grateful. And there's, of course, a potential for revenue sharing. Am I right, Daniel?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And we're going to get super aggressive with that. Those referrals are going to be good referrals. I mean, we're talking like 50% of total deployment. So, I mean, you can make some real money getting behind this thing and pushing it forward. So if you're looking for a part-time gig, start selling Flux, man. Like that, or, you know, the platform, not the crypto, but start selling the applications. We have projects like Grid, who has built basically an entire deployment process, sort of what Influx has done, Influx proper. They've built it themselves, and they've integrated Akash as well. So they're pulling from multiple DeFi platforms to bring it in. Those are the type of folks that are going to be really successful long term, because they're able to tap into the cheap prices that Flux offers, and they're able to basically create their own clientele list based on those. So we're going to see more and more of those come online. And as a matter of fact, we have a special guest we're going to jump to here right after marketing and do a little introduction to. But we're super excited for where we're headed with that. All right. Let me see if I got any questions here. So how do you feel about the aggressive marketing of Flux?
Is that a question for the marketing team, or
I'm like, we couldn't be happier about it.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's kind of a litmus test. You know, they want to know how we're feeling, and we're feeling really good about it right now. We're really in a good spot. So I think moving forward, you're going to see that, you know, I mean, I was on X the other night and found my first ad for Flux, and I was like, oh shit. I took a screenshot of it, sent it around to all my friends, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of stuff. And we've had a lot of success with those advertisements. So you're definitely going to see that on different platforms as we grow. Lots of cool stuff coming up. All right. I think that's all we have, ladies. Do you have anything else?
Betty and Shannon, you had a slide prepared as well. Is that something you guys still want to bring up, or did you?
We already went over everything, but that's okay. Instead, you had to look at us, but you know, bummer.
All good.
Stop.
Thank you,
All
guys.
right.
Thanks for giving us an opportunity to speak with
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye, everyone.
Okay. We have a special guest at the end. So you guys were talking about customers, and this is one of the folks that we have just partnered with. This is kind of an announcement. And, I told you would learn about Africa, why it's going to be so important coming up. I lied. You're going to learn about it now. It's a big deal. So without further ado, I'd like to bring on Justice. Justice is the head of, and I'm going to mess it up, Justice. So I'm going to let you say the name of the company.
Yeah. Thank you, Dan. Greetings to everyone. My name is Justice Mkaro. I am the founder of...
Hold on, Justice. We're having a little technical difficulty here, getting you to pull up.
I'm not getting him on the screen for some reason.
I see him down there.
Yeah, exactly.
He is telling me that I'm on the screen and I can see myself.
You can see yourself on the screen because we can't see you on the screen, unfortunately.
Take me off one time, Davey, and just leave.
Yeah,
him
I'll
on.
take myself off for a sec.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what's going on.
You still can see me?
No.
You can see
go
on
out?
Yeah,
I can see you down below. Can you go out and come back in real quick?
Okay, let me do that.
If this damn platform ran on Flux, you'd have none of this shit.
Froze. His camera froze, that's why.
Yeah, I think he's rebooting. It'll probably help. What's the old adage? Turn it off and reboot. Works every damn time. Now, if he comes on, what did I tell you? On and off, buddy. That's all you got to do.
Okay.
Justice, welcome aboard, and we'd love to have you share a little bit about your platform.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dan. Greetings to everyone. My name is Justice Mkaro. I am originally from Zimbabwe, currently joining in from the capital city, which is Harare. I am the founder of Strategy, that is spelled right beside my name. And we are a startup company, very early stage, that is on a mission to make AI safer and smarter for Africa. And we are essentially doing that through the creation of Afrocentric infrastructure for AI. So that is starting with data sets, ethical algorithms, and decentralized computing, which we just partnered with the Flux Cloud, as Dan just shared. Can you scroll down a bit on the website, just so I can share why we exist? So I don't really have to say a lot here because Dan and the FluxAI team already shared a lot on what the problem is. Essentially, it's data sovereignty and also the high costs of cloud services on the continent, on the traditional clouds in particular, and the issue of data sovereignty. So this is what we are now solving as Strategy, because these are not just technological challenges, but these are actually strategic barriers which need us to step in and create solutions and partnerships that enable us to solve this problem. So I'll scroll down to go to our services, and yes, right there. So our services, I was really happy and impressed when I saw the Flux AI presentation, because we're looking forward to collaborating with you guys in AI agent development, particularly for clients on the continent and even for other clients outside the continent, because I, as the founder, I am a member of multiple fellowships, both in tech, business, and in climate, and there's a lot of demand for these AI agents too. So we look forward to be working with you guys on that. Secondly, part of what we do is AI ethics and policy advisory, essentially working with African governments, advising them on how best to implement AI policies for their countries and also the right infrastructure to use for certain situations. And finally, which is the talk of the day, our official partnership with Flux to build Amanzi Cloud, which is going to be Africa's first decentralized cloud and enterprise AI platform. So I'll try and share my screen from here. Hopefully the AI will allow us, the tech rather will allow us. Let me just do this. Yeah, let me know if you can see the screen.
There. I can't see it. We have to add it to the stage, Davey, I think.
It was an image rather of basically what the system is going to look like. Sort of
we got it.
Awesome. So this is basically what it's going to look like. Starting from the top down, that is where we exist currently as strategy, where we are building the Afrocentric data sets, the AI agents and models, and also the ethical AI advisory part. And now we want to bring that into the Amanzi Cloud platform, where we now have all the security, the sovereignty issues, and the audits and compliance issues are securely and transparently dealt with, starting with government and public services, and healthcare and finance, and then we look to integrate that into the construction of smart cities. To the left is part of what we'll be doing as well, the enterprise AI workloads, where we are dealing with AI applications, data analytics, research and innovation. And the underlying core infrastructure is what is going to be now the Flux decentralized nodes. So we are talking compute nodes for storage, for GPUs, and for validation as well. And the main reason why we are going towards decentralized computing as a continent is data sovereignty, one. And secondly, this is actually a much more affordable implementation matrix in terms of the infrastructure. We don't have to build a data set from scratch. We are now just leveraging the existing infrastructure by running Flux nodes from there, like I said, which is very cost effective. Again, it's much more secure given that the infrastructure is physically on the continent. And finally, we won't just be doing this alone. It's changed a lot of things being backed by an amazing ecosystem like the Flux ecosystem. It's not just a technological partnership, but it's there to help us grow and transform the continent. And finally, the question most people probably ask is, what is it? Like, what's in it for Flux? It's more revenue. The more you have nodes existing in Africa, it means whenever they are handling workloads and any other task, you are getting more money coming into your ecosystem, thereby growing the ecosystem in itself while serving us a strategy and serving the continent. So I'd say, yes, in short, that is our startup. That is what we're building, and that is what we look to have you joining us on our journey. We are a pre-seed startup, and we are legally registered as a Delaware C Corp in the USA. So we are curious to have more conversations on partnerships, investments, and any other products that people might want to have serving the African market. Thank you so much.
I love it when you're talking about it and you're saying changing the continent. That really gets me. You know what I mean? Like this is much bigger than anybody can imagine. I mean, we're targeting we have something that they need as a continent, right? And we're able to provide those. This goes back to like the very first few AMAs we ever had with the project, and I said my dream would be to help developing countries, and this is where this, and Emmanuel has been a champion for this. I mean, from the very beginning, he's believed in. Yeah, first day he was here. I mean, the paint wasn't even dry on the name tag yet, and he was already advocating for Africa, and this was a perfect solution for us because as they continue to grow, we continue to grow with them. We learn as we grow. So this, nothing in disruptive technology is turnkey. Sometimes you have to like work through these things, and this is an opportunity with Justice and his team to be able to do things like that. So I'm super excited. This is probably one of the bigger things that, in my opinion, to come through Flux, and I'm really looking forward to working with you guys. That's for sure.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you. One question real quick. Could you expand on what Afrocentric data sets entail and how they are curated? Is that the basis of your agents?
Right. So starting with the data sets, I would say we are industry agnostic. So we are collecting and curating data sets from healthcare to finance to security to agriculture. Essentially, the objective there is to make sure that anyone in the world who is building an AI and wants to make sure that their AI is the smartest in the world, they would want to have Africa contributing to the development of their AI, which is now the need for the Afrocentric data sets. How they are curated is through different partnerships with banks, universities, government institutions, that already have the data. What we will be providing there, it's more of a way to connect these data-rich African institutions to the global AI ecosystem. And is that the basis? So our agents there, it's more of a service to clients, which is why I was saying we're actually looking forward to leverage to partner with Flux AI and leverage this as a solution to our governments and other organizations in Africa, where we are developing custom agents for them, solving their own specific business needs.
Awesome. All right. Well, we appreciate it. Thanks, Justice, for jumping on.
Thanks for waiting.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
All right, we're almost up at 2 hours here, guys. I really apologize, but this was this was one of the best AMAs I've been on. So I'm looking forward to expanding on all these things. This is a little taste of what's going on. 2 hours of a taste, you know. So, real big thank you to everybody that showed up today. Let me check to see what kind of questions. Maybe we can rapid fire it. How's the process of customer acquisition going? More than we can handle. Any consideration to changing the starting PNR reward percentage to 25% of Flux Cloud revenue or higher? No. What are the plans to get this product available to start getting attention from the masses? We're on it right now. No, that's one we already did. Are we saying people can just pay with credit cards, no need to purchase with Flux, like that just happens in the background and the exchange? Yes. So we basically have a settlement mechanism in the backside of it that if you're paying for it in dirty old fiat, it'll just immediately convert it to Flux. Flux makes the world go round, in our world at least. Do we have an Arcane OS enforcement day? Yes, it'll be announced probably pretty soon, but I would keep your eyes on the next couple months. Major tech companies, mainly EDF, huge in France, has basically abandoned their sovereignty on AI. What would be the gap? Is that a gap that we can fill? Abso-fucking-lutely. And we're going to pursue that aggressively. Could you explain the, oh, we already got that. No. He's here. He ain't going nowhere.
I'm not part of Influx anymore, but I'm still here. So I'm still part of just a community member, just like any of you guys helping around.
Well, he also heads up the foundation. So, and he's been working on that. That's an entirely different. That's an entirely different AMA that we need to have, Davey, because I think you need to showcase some of the amazing shit that's coming out of the foundation. So let's do this. In the next AMA, we'll bring Daz on, let him do his thing, and we'll let you do your thing.
That sounds good.
All the crazy Discord folks always asking about marketing miss their chance. Yeah, because they never really want answers. They just want to bitch about the price. That's what it comes down to. You know, price is down. Everybody blames marketing. You can't market in this world right now, and with disruptive tech. You need that. We've got the Clarity Act coming to the U.S., which I believe is going to be a massive influx, no pun intended, of money that's sitting on the sidelines, starting to enter the space, especially in the altcoin sectors, the ones that actually fucking do something. And we're not talking meme coins. We're talking about institutional investors. So, yeah, well, they can bitch and complain about it all they want, but bottom line is they need to show up to ask those questions. All right, guys, it's been a long one. I appreciate anybody that's been. If you've stayed for the whole 2 hours, you get a little award because it was a lot of information, and you know, I'm hoping it was really beneficial to everybody. If you have questions that we didn't answer, hold on, we got second TL. That's my buddy, so I got to show him. Are there any plans to boost the gaming part of Flux Cloud? Like you wouldn't believe. Hang tight. We've got some fucking ball and shit coming.
Dan.
No, I'll behave. But yeah, we got some cool stuff coming, especially on the gaming front. I look at Flux at this point as really benefiting your offshoots. So, you know, FinTech, they've kind of got their thing going on. Healthcare, EMR, big deal. Gaming, big deal. Infrastructure services, big deal. So I think you're going to see a lot of synergies around those particular parts of that we feel we can bring the best bang for the buck. So gaming is 110% one that we're looking on at many different fronts. All right. Well, I thank you all for jumping on today. And if you have any questions, hit us up in Discord and we'll make sure we get to them. Davey?
Mm-hmm.
Play us out.
Oh, why do they lie? Yeah. There's only one way to go, and that's Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. I know we fighting these corporate tyrants. They try to silence, but we can see they tried to censor our speech. They want no privacy. At night I can't sleep, cause my data, they gonna breach. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all my people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. And you know we Web 3.0. And you know we Web 3.0. We gon' fight.